All right, DJ Nuts. Yeah, now this is gonna be a continuation of episode one. I called it Intern Toot, but we're doing development from the start. So, um, really just gonna keep building on this. In the next video after this, I'll show you what we're working towards. But right now, I just want to get another tutorial out so that I can try to be consistent. So we're going to continue on here. We're going to talk about tag attributes, and we're going to do a little CSS, which is cascading style sheets. So let's go through what an attribute is on a tag. So we went over what tags are, and you were supposed to go and explore what the different tags exist in W3 schools. But what I want to do is, you see we have this paragraph tag here. Let's go ahead and copy and paste that. So I'm just going to do Control C, Control V, and we're going to add an attribute. So first attribute we're going to add is we're going to add an ID. And so we're going to do ID equals, and we're going to call this junk1. Okay? And let's come here, and let's call this one ID equals junk2. Now, this right here, the ID equals, is one attribute. So I'll explain what an ID is here in a second. But now we're going to add another attribute to both of these. We're going to say class equals, and let's call this cool. Let's call it cool text, cool underscore text. And we're going to do the class here, and we're going to call it the same thing, cool underscore text. Alright? So we have two different paragraphs with two sets of attributes. Now the ID, you want to make sure that is unique. You don't want to have the same ID twice on one page, and I'll show you why in a minute. A class, you can have multiple, like the class can be used multiple times through a page. So that's the difference between a class and an ID, but those are two different attributes. Now, different tags have different attributes. So what I want you to do when you go to W3 schools again, I want you to look at the tags and look at the attributes that are available to those tags. But we're not going to cover that now. But now we've set up these two paragraphs so we can do two different things. So now let's go ahead and we're going to do add a style sheet to it, which is going to allow us to change the look of the text and everything. So first, let me refresh this. Oh, actually, I got to save. It would help to save. So there it is. So we have our two different paragraphs, and maybe let's put some stuff in here. So say this is my first junk text, and let's do this is my second junk text. Okay, so we have two different paragraphs. So now there's three types of styles, we'll say, or style. There's two types of style sheets, but three ways of styling things. You have what's called an external style sheet, which we'll get to later on. You have an internal style sheet, and then you have what's called inline text, okay, or inline style. So I'm sorry. And now we're going to just do basically a internal style sheet for now. So when you go into the head, if you do style, and just do that style, and you can set the type equals text slash CSS, but it will, or at least should, work without it. But it's good practice to have type equals text slash CSS, and there's another attribute. Just like I'm saying, different tags have different attributes. So now what we want to do is this entire page, as you notice, it has serif fonts, and what a serif font is, these little jets off of each of the, when it has a line all like at the edge of these, like the H has it. That's what a serif font is. So let's say we want to turn this page sans serif. So the easiest thing to do is we're going to target the HTML. Oh goodness gracious! we're gonna target. Yeah, I'm still learning about Sublime Text. So HTML. So we're gonna target the HTML tag, and what we'll do is see like this tag HTML. It means we're gonna target everything in here, and if we say font family, and we'll just give it Arial. Everyone tends to have Arial, so we'll say Arial, and then as a fallback we'll say sans serif. So if we do that and save and we refresh, you'll see now, since we have Arial on our machine, we're going to use the Arial font. If not, we'll use the browser's default sans serif font. So that's one thing. So we're targeting by the tag. So like you see this H1, I can target that by saying H1, and let's say I want to make the color red. So if I say color colon red and save, we get a red Fenbach. Okay. Now let's get down to here. So we have two paragraph tags. Now I'm gonna throw a third paragraph in here, and we're gonna take away all the attributes here. Now let's say that we want to have our cool text to be blue, which is a cool color. So if we do that, we can say now to target a class, you want to use a period before the name of or the value of the class. So if we say period, which means we're targeting a class, and we're going to look for cool text, and then we put our curly braces just like we do here, and we're going to say color blue. Okay. So if we do that, we see now we have two blue, like our first and second junk. But let's say that we want to target our ID, our junk 1, and let's say we want to make that orange. We want to target the ID. So if we say hash junk 1, and let's say color is orange. Now these colors are defined by the browser, but you can define colors a different way. We'll talk about that in a minute. And if we refresh, so now you see we have that as orange. You might be like, well, why would we target like class versus junk? And that might be like if we want to change the font weight and make it bold. So if we say bold, regardless of what it is, we want it to be bold. And this gives you so many options here. So you can say font style, italic. Thanks for trying. Oh, here we go. Nag screen. So now, I think we're going to try Atom next. That's actually open source. So, so that's just some quick styling things to give you an idea. If you want to target an ID, you're going to use the pound or the hash. To target a class, you're going to use a period and the value. If you want to target the tag itself, you're just going to put the tag out there. Alright, so that's really it. What I would like for you to do now is go and explore what you can do, what different styling, like different styling values here. Like this is a key value pair basically, but they have shortcuts and other things. But just go and look in the CSS and see what things you can do. We're going to explore this a lot further in further tutorials. But that's it. That's it for this one. I'm trying to keep these short, little nuggets of information. And definitely just go to W3 Schools. Check out their, let me pull this up. Check out their CSS resource. I can get this to pop up here. So, and just check out their CSS resources. And that's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments.